What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Realistic Rumour of Wrexham. This is episode number 44, and it is transfer deadline day special episode. But before we get into all of that, we came off the back of a mixed reviewed episode. Last time out, we got a really impressive win at Bramall Lane against Sheffield United, who had a 100% record in all competitions before we went there and won. We then got humbled by Blackburn at home and lost 2-1 before Paul Mullin got his first goal of the season to snatch a last-minute equaliser away at Hull. Now, in those opening two games, we had a man sent off, and we will get more into that in just a second. But as you'll see today, we'll play Blackpool in the Cup and then Rotherham and Barnsley in the league. And we'll round off the summer transfer window as well, which has been a bit of a frustrating one in terms of outgoings. Incomings, we've made really good signings, but outgoings, we've had these 6 players up for sale for like 2 months now, and we just haven't had any realistic bids in, which is, I don't know if you guys suffer the same issue, but I want to sell these players to English clubs primarily because I feel like that is just the realistic destination for them, but I haven't had any bids for them. Hopefully that will change today, but as we said, going back to the red card situation, I asked in the last episode, should we implement a 3-match ban for players that receive a straight red card? FC obviously only implement a 1-game ban, but in real life, if you get a straight red, you receive a 3-match ban. So I asked you guys if we should do that for realism. You came back to me and said yes. So thank you guys for responding to that post and for basically agreeing that we should implement that. So O'Connell served his 1-match ban against Hull, but now he will face another 2-game ban in the next 2 games of this episode. So going into the first game of the episode, it will be Blackpool in the Carabao Cup round 2. Blackpool, as you can see there, they won their first round tie against Doncaster 3-1. They're flying high in League One, actually. 4 wins and a draw. So they are top of division of League One, unbeaten in all competitions, looking for a 6th win out of 7. And they actually have a goal scorer as well, Gararapa, I think. He scored a hat-trick. He scored all 3 goals against Doncaster in the first round game. But, you know, we've got Vatter and Lowry, who also scored hat-tricks in that game as well. Not in that game, but in our first round game against Coventry. We thumped Coventry 7-1 to secure this game. And of course, you guys know we have history with Blackpool. 4 times we played them last season. And to be fair, in the first 3 matches, we could not get better at them. We only scored once, I think, in those 3 games as well. Failed to win. But when it mattered in that 4th and final game, we beat them at Wembley in the playoff final, coming from a goal down to win 3-1. Well, going into this one, it would be Championship against League One. We would make 11 changes. You know how we like to rotate in the Cup competition. And Gaich would give the home side the perfect start, sending debutant Dexter Riley, who's making his first senior appearance, the wrong way. He won't want to see that again. And then Nathan Lloyd, actually, not impressed with the goalkeeping there. The shot was pretty much straight at him. But let me know in the comments, guys, what I want you to discuss today. Do you prioritise the league or the cup in your career modes? Now, I know the board objectives usually prioritise the leagues, but, you know, you might be a trophy hunter and, you know, a cup competition is definitely the easiest way to win a trophy. You know, you only have to win in some of them like 4 or 5 games, but maybe even up to 7 games to win a cup competition. But let me know in the comments, what do you prioritise? Do you go for a trophy and the cup, or do you prioritise the league and promotion, potentially? Well, if you're like me, I like to focus on the league primarily, but in the cup competitions, you'll notice, especially in the early round, I make a lot of changes, usually 11 changes. And it's not until the later stages of the tournament, if we get there, where I'll start to take it seriously. But for me, in these early stages, we make plenty of changes. We give the squad a chance to prove that they should be in the starting 11. And Ryan Morris is definitely one of those players who's looking to prove that. He got a hat-trick of assists in the first round. He scores the equaliser here. A really good finish, actually. And he makes it 1-1. And his brother, Lee Morris, comes on. As we see Tom Williams, great tenacity and work rate there from the striker, almost capitalising on a defensive error. He then finds Elliot Lee. Oh, good save. Yeah. In terms of we spoke about sales already, and Lee Morris, as a header gets cleared off the line from Ryan Brown. Ball's not clear. Lee Morris, oh my word, cleared off the line again. I think that was Lyon, the right back, who has just saved Blackpool's life twice in a matter of seconds. 2 headers off the line, both shots beating the keeper, but he does his job brilliantly. And the attack isn't over just yet. Brown to Evans, back to Brown, to Lee. He finds Lee Morris. Can he square it? Oh, he's offside. Oh, that is unfortunate because he was about to square that to Tom Williams, who would have tapped in. And I love these offsides, man. I absolutely love that the offsides are way more detailed now. And you can see Lee Morris, his forehead was offside there. So unfortunate for him. But yeah, Lee Morris, we haven't had any suitable bids come in just yet. We've had a couple offers from Turkish sides, from Chinese sides, but I think he should stay in England. I believe that's what I think anyway. 19-year-old Welsh lad, English lad will probably want to stay in England for now, but hopefully we'll get a bid in for him before the transfer window closes today. Well, Alan Brown would force Grimshaw into a fantastic save here. I must say, Brown has been very underwhelming since we signed him from the free agency market. Today, this game was definitely his best performance in a Wrexham shirt. He was involved in the first goal. Hey, what's that guy doing there? Trying to see our tactics from the corners. No, sir. As Fold swings the ball in, it's cleared out, but not away. I'll tell you what, this second half we have been on top of Blackpool. Been on top of them since the goal, really. And we've got a man over here. Morris finds Tom Williams. Surely now, yes. Come on. We finally make the pressure count. We finally get the ball past Grimshaw in the second half. And Williams casts a spell, not only on his teammates, but on the opposition as well. 2 goals in 2 games in this competition now. And this guy has been a breath of fresh air. I know Mullin has struggled to start off this season, but I'm really glad that we decided to pull the trigger and sign Williams off the free agency market. You know, he was only 65 rated, but looks like a good young Welsh forward. And the number 9 grabs his second goal in as many games in this competition and gives us a 2-1 lead. Can Blackpool scrape one more chance? No, they can't. The ref blows full time, and well, the Tangerine fans are going to never want to see Wrexham again. We beat Wrexham, we knock them out of the cup, we make it back-to-back wins against Blackpool, and to secure our place in the third round of the cup. It was a poor start. Blackpool scored early, beating Dexter Riley. You know, the youngster showing a bit of naivety, diving into the tackle, and Gaich would fire home past Nathan Lloyd. But from that goal, we dominate the game, replied with Ryan Morris and Tom Williams, and go through to the next round of the Cup as we reject a bid from Besiktas here for Jewison Bennett. They offer 4.6 million plus. Former Leicester defender Daniel Amati will swiftly reject that. And then an offer that I did consider for a second, O'Connell. An offer coming in from SD Huesca. Now, O'Connell, you know, in the back end of his career, would he want to finish out his career in Spain? Potentially, but I did reject it. As a couple of players, Luke Chambers says to us he wanted to start that game, but it didn't make sense because he had half health. So it really annoys me when the players asked to start when they're obviously not going to. And then Alfie Devine asked for the game off. We gave it to him. He is happy with us. Bristol City came in for Aaron Hayden. And again, this is something I thought about for a second. You know, 67 rated centre-back. It's not the best, but I feel like Hayden's actually kind of held his own so far in the early stages of this season. So the captain, he's got just under 2 years left in his contract. I reckon we'll probably see one more year of Aaron Hayden and they maybe will move him on. As the English Youth Academy report, it's not the Youth Scout report, sorry, it's not an amazing one. As we see the round 3 draw for the Carabao Cup, and wow, we have a bumper tie against Premier League giants Arsenal. In real life, chasing the title, top of the league currently, and in the Champions League quarterfinals as well, they have a mouth-watering tie against Bayern Munich. We will head to the Emirates in the third round of the Carabao Cup, and well, knowing that, you know, we'll rotate the side and, you know, unless a miracle happens, I think our journey will end in the Carabao Cup at the third round stage. That will be a tasty tie though, but hopefully that tie will be a sign of things to come potentially, as hopefully we'll be facing those bigger sides on a weekly basis in seasons to come. Well, heading into the second game of the episode, it would be Rotherham, another side who we were battling with in League One last season. The Millers won the League One campaign, finishing ahead of Plymouth on goal difference, but they are struggling this season. 1 win from their first 5 games, most goals conceded as well. They really are a yo-yo team. If you follow the football league, you'll know this. Rotherham are probably the most famous yo-yo team. I think they've had 8 promotions or relegations in their last 11 seasons, which just tells you everything. They're too good for League One, but not good enough for the Championship, and that looks like that is repeating itself in game here as well. But despite the form, actually, Rotherham would take the lead. A nice finish, but after a turnover from Josh Earl, but we would quickly get on the equaliser. Paul Mullin grabbing his second goal of the season. Nice work. It was almost, it's very similar to the Ryan Morris equaliser in the game against Blackpool. Player gets to the touch line, cuts it back. They find the attacker in the middle. First touch to open the body. Second touch to send it top pins. And 11 minutes in, we are tied here 1-1 at the New York Stadium. And is it going to be one of those games, where it's goal after goal? And Issa, well, he's looking to prove my point here. He bursts through the defence. The shot is saved, for God's sake. The shot is saved by Frotheringham, but it just bounces straight back off Issa and gives him a tap in from an inch out. And we'll be 15 minutes in, and we've already seen 3 goals. And something tells me those won't be the last 3 goals. We did make 11 changes to the side. We're back to the recognised 11, although you wouldn't believe it after conceding 2 goals to the side, who are second bottom at just 15 minutes in. Well, that's 2 of the 3 goals have come from kickoff. Can we create another goal from kickoff? Jacob Mendy, what can he do here? Takes on his man, beats him. Okay. Jacob Mendy, normally the provider, but can he be a scorer here? Ooh, shot is saved more up than out. Eventually cleared away. Can we grab it off Wade? No, as Rotherham look to try and calm down a game where they are leading, but Mendy wins the ball back again. Bennett, he's got Mullin in the middle. 2-2. We said there'd be goals in this one. I don't think that counts as a kickoff goal, but we let it run through, and good work from Mendy. Brilliant work from Mendy, actually. Bennett with the assist, Mullin with his second goal of the game, and Alfie Devine almost grabbing the third there, but for a good save from the keeper. 32 minutes on the clock. Cyrus Christie, nice 1-2 with Alex Lowry. Christie to the byline, whips the ball in, and there's Paul Mullin. Well, we said he's had a bit of a slow start to the season, just 1 goal in the first 5 games. He's got a hat-trick 33 minutes into this one. Yes, we lead 3-2, our first lead of the game. Nice 1-2 from Christian Lowry. Brilliant whipped ball in. Keeper was nowhere to be seen. And Mullin heads home to make it 3 goals for him, 3 goals for Wrexham. And we lead this crazy, crazy game at 3-2. It's only been 34 minutes. And we've already seen 5 goals and a hat-trick. Are we going to see more? Surely not another one from kickoff. Well, it could be the other way, actually. Devine to Mullin. Lofted ball over to Lowry, but it's not a great ball. But Lowry wins it back. Alex Lowry. Oh, saved. We almost had another kickoff goal. What is happening here? Into injury time now in the first half. And are we going to see our 6th goal of the game? Rotherham. Corner. Swung in, but headed out. Is that going to be half-time? No, not yet. Well, that looked out. Kept it in, though. Patrick Roberts nips in, and that will surely now be the halftime whistle. What a crazy game at the New York Stadium. I can see why Rotherham have conceded the most goals so far. They are just so open every time we attack, but then we've been open as well, conceding twice and almost conceding a third there, but for the shot hitting the side netting. Well, 15 minutes to go. Vata is on. It was a bit of a slower second half, as Nom looks to drive through and Aaron Hayden chops him down. Is that going to be a 3rd Wrexham red card in 6 league games? It is. Oh, God. We need to improve our discipline here. Aaron Hayden, the captain, takes one for the team. Nom looked like he was going to be 1-on-1 and probably was going to score. Hayden says no. Not today, sir. And that is the 3rd straight red card we've received in 6 league games. The 3rd red card for a centre-back. And now, because of our ruling, Aaron Hayden will miss 3 league games. And we have to face Rotherham for the final 10 minutes with 10 men. Well, we managed to just about hold on. Luke Chambers, the substitute, forced the keeper into a good save. And then Chambers again, driving into the box, finds Christie, the other fullback. His shot is blocked, but surely that's going to be full-time there, ref. Yes, 97th minute. and it's a 3-2 victory. Back-to-back wins in this episode. A crazy game against involving two sides that were promoted from League One last season. Paul Mullin with the hat-trick, the first half hat-trick, as we win this one at 3-2. I think it was 4 kickoff goals. Crazy. And Paul Mullin finding the form that we have seen him produce in the last 2 seasons. And that was form that, meant that he was player of the season last year. And as Josh touches on there, we spoke about in the last episode, should we implement our own end of season awards? I know obviously the game now has player of the season awards, and they have their cool cutscenes for it. But what I want to do is I want to implement our own awards, and I want you guys to vote on them as well. So the 3 awards we're going to do at the end of each season will be player of the season, young player of the season, and signing of the season. So keep an eye, keep tabs on each episode now, and which players you think are performing well. And at the end of the season, I'll ask you guys to comment down below who you think deserves each of those awards. As we are into transfer deadline day now, and Ghent coming in with an interesting offer here for Elliot Lee, $1.25 million, but we say no. Elliot Lee is staying. And then an interesting one here, Dexter Riley, who is obviously on the loan list, and Dusseldorf want to take him to Germany for a year, and I actually accepted that. A lot of young English players go over to Germany these days, and I want Riley to be the latest edition of that, and to ply his trade in the German league for a year, sorry. And then we get a lucrative offer here from Ipswich, fellow championship side Ipswich, for Ewan O'Connell, one of those players that we were looking to sell. They come in for, and this is one that I do want to get over the line. Now you can see in the top right corner, the tension raises very quickly, which means I don't have much room to negotiate in this one. So we go back and forth a couple times, but I could see that Ipswich weren't ready to really hash this out. It was more of a look, if you don't want to do it, we won't do it type deal. So we finally agreed a £650,000 deal for Ewan O'Connell to join Ipswich. He's been here since the start, doing it since before I've been here. He's been a fantastic servant at the club, but now he will move to Ipswich, who I think are struggling in the Championship. They're 20th at the moment, so hopefully he'll get some consistent game time there. Obviously, he's, I think, the 4th or 5th choice centre-back for us, so he does move on. And sadly enough, actually, his final game for the club was as captain, but it was him getting sent off against Blackburn, which is a real shame. But yeah, O'Connell, thank you for your service, man, and I'm glad that we got quite a good deal, actually. A decent price for a 30-year-old centre-back with 1 year left on his contract. I was happy with that deal. And then a bit of different business here. Paul Mullin, we want to wrap up and give a contract boost to. He's only got 10 months left on his current deal, so I wanted to give him a 3-year deal. The agent was actually not wanting to extend it at all. We eventually agree on a 1-year extension for the 30-year-old, and we almost double his wages, as he is one of the best players in this club. So happy with him being wrapped up as we round off the summer transfer window, and we look at the biggest deals of the summer. And wow, 165 million for Rodrigo. Real Madrid, leaving Real Madrid and going to Liverpool, and Pedri joins him in leaving La Liga and joining the Premier League. He goes to Man City, and joining him at Man City is Kolo Muani, who leaves PSG for just shy of 100 million. Declan Rice follows in Granit Xhaka's footsteps of leaving Arsenal to go to Leverkusen, and Joshua Kimmich swaps the German league for the English league, and he replaces Declan Rice at Arsenal. Big money being thrown around. We are not at the stage yet where we can spend that kind of money. As we get a really cool email here, the players who are getting called up to international duty, Tom Williams, you would have seen on that list, the young Welsh forward who has started the season so well for us, grabbing a couple goals in the cup and just showing a lot of promise. He has been called up to the Welsh national team, so that's a really cool story for him. Hopefully he does that. He does well for them. And then 3 of our players, Brown, Cyrus Christie and Vata, all called up to the Ireland squad. Obviously, now we're in the Championship, we will serve the international break as well, whereas in League 1 and League 2 you play through the international break and you just unfortunately lose your players if any of them are fortunate to get called up. So luckily we don't have to deal with losing those players now. As we head into the 3rd and final game of the episode, it will be Barnsley at the racecourse ground. 13th at the moment, 7 points from their first 6 games. We're a few points in a few places above them, but in a similar circle to them to start off the early stages of this season. Well, we would make one change to the side that beat Rotherham. Obviously, Captain Hayden is suspended, so Will Fish comes in for him to complete the one-syllable centre-back duo of Josh Earl and Will Fish. Paul Mullen given the armband for today. Well, guys, when I tell you this was my worst half of football in this career mode, I can't sell that more because it was just atrocious. Every pass was just given away. So many poor decisions. Every time we got the ball, I would make the wrong decision. You know, surely you guys have that kind of game, and I think it was kind of, it was around it. It was summarised well there with that overhit cross, and then Alfie Devine blazing the shot so wide. I'm not happy on the touchline there. Yeah, it was just an awful first half performance from us, and Barnsley, rightly so, they punished us, scoring 2 goals. They could have had more, but we were just about still in this game. Patrick Roberts forcing the keeper into a good save as we looked to make a late push in this one. Alfie Devine, his shot is saved there, and then what a tackle from the defender, actually. It looked like he had a tap-in, but it goes out for a corner, and then before the corner's taken, we make a double substitution. Rocco Vata and Tom Williams, the 2 youngsters who have been called up to their international teams, they come on and they combine immediately. Tom Williams finding Vata, and with 5 minutes to go, could we snatch a draw? Surely not. It would be the most undeserved point I've ever had, I think, in a career mode game, because we have honestly been awful bar a 15-minute spell in the second half. Barnsley force West Frotheringham into a big save here as the ball is at the wrong end for us, and then the captain Styles would restore their 2-goal lead, and they would take all 3 points from the racecourse ground, and deservedly so. If we had grabbed an equaliser, it wouldn't have been deserved, but you take every point really, as Tom Williams finds Vata and the shot saved, and then he gets the rebound. Hopefully Williams gets the assist for that. The 2 substitutes combining for a couple of goals. I mean, it's surely going to be too late. Yeah, the ref blows the full-time whistle there. An awful performance from us, bar a 15-minute spell in the second half. But food for thought. Let me know in the comments, guys. Do you think Vata or Williams should be starting? I mean, they made a really good impact off the bench there. Patrick Roberts has been pretty lackluster to start the season. Should Vata be starting ahead of us? Let me know. Should Vata be starting ahead of Roberts? Let me know in the comments. Not quite sure where we could fit Williams in, because we're not going to drop Mullen unless we put Mullen into Cam potentially, which is something we did last season. Let me know in the comments. Do you think Vata or Williams should be starting in the team? Well, the Welsh scouting report comes back, and there's a couple of players that we're going to keep an eye out, but nothing too crazy, nothing to write home about. And yeah, that will wrap up the episode. Unfortunately, we couldn't make it 3 wins from 3 for the episode, but I'm still happy with how we're going. You know, the board wanted us to finish mid-table. For me, as long as I avoid a relegation, I'm happy. We're sat in 10th on 10 points, 3 wins from our first 7 in the third round of the Cup. I think we're doing relatively well. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. What should our aims be for this season after our first 7 games? Well, that'll be it for today's episode. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed it. Drop a like on the video if you are enjoying the series. Drop a sub on the channel if you haven't already, by the way. And I'll catch you in episode 45 very soon.